Hello and welcome back, and today I'll be... Actually, Halloween's over now, isn't it? That's a bit cozier, and today, for Christmas, I'm going to be reviewing one, I believe there's more than one, I could be wrong, one of the Haunting Hour Christmas episode. A creature was stirring, so let's get into this. Oh, how I've missed this intro. This is just such a cool intro. It's not as iconic as the Goosebumps one, but before you know it, Shadow is knocking off that hoodie. Before we get into it, this is episode 3 of season 1, so this is the first, shall we say, proper episode after that two-parter that started season 1 called Really You, which was part 1 and part 2 of this lifelike doll, and that's a really good episode. So as Christmas Liberace with the purple, I'm going to be looking at A Creature Was Stirring, and we start off with the Morgan household and Timmy Morgan knocking on everyone's doors, and I do wonder if he didn't happen to live about half a mile away from the living room at the back of the house, would he go back on himself to knock on everyone's door, or would he just say, screw it, I'm going to the living room, I'm going to open those presents? Bit of trivia, Timmy Morgan is actually played by Thomas Robinson, who starred in The Switch, but also in the very Disney-esque Tomorrowland.
May I help you?
My name is John Francis Walker. I'm here to win the $50.
Nothing to do with the story, but did no one find it weird that... I feel like they should just put commas for a list for this, instead of just putting story by Billy Brown and Dan Angel and James Thorpe. It just seemed a bit odd. It took up a lot of real estate on the screen as well, but I just thought that was really weird. And it's directed by Terry Ingram, who I think directed a lot of the episodes for Haunting Hour, maybe all of them. But what I do know is, although he's known for Dead Over Heels and Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle,
I want the same, except make mine Diet Cokes.
he's actually done a lot of Christmas directing, amongst which are The Sweetest Christmas, Marry Me at Christmas, Looks Like Christmas, Finding Father Christmas. So anyone knows how to direct Christmas. Either Terry does, because I've not actually seen his other work, or he doesn't. So we're going to judge it on this episode.
Oh, please, Santa, give me the one thing I asked for.
So we're introduced to the parents. What could they be hinting to?
I hope we're doing the right thing.
Just put in the comments below to let me know. But when you see decorations like this, and I mean, when you've got it that intricate and that much, it must be really depressing when you have to take it all down because it's not a quick job.
Merry Christmas.
That sounded really sinister, didn't it?
5 presents with my name on them.
That delivery just seemed really odd.
Okay, call him.
With my name on them.
That was the oddest delivery of a line I think I'm going to see in the whole episode.
You think Santa got my letter?
I'm sure he did, honey.
The mother looks really serious. She's not happy about it whatsoever. She's like, as if he's asked for something. I don't know what he's asked for, Mark. His mum is really serious there. I'm sure he did, honey. We're introduced to the brother and sister, Becky and Mark, and they are far too old to believe in Santa Claus.
It's Christmas.
Oh my god, really? No way, she said that?
I thought Becky was replying to her father then.
It's Christmas.
No way.
Told you these were a mistake.
For both their sakes, I hope she's talking about the phones.
Enough! I said enough!
Stop!
Move that!
Come here!
Now!
Hey, guys!
And just as the big fight feel begin, we actually just cut to the next scene. I just want to see where that was going, especially with that last sound effect. Before it cut, I was interested to see where that was going.
Okay, it's going. All right, everybody.
It's blinking.
Say what you see, Timmy. Say what you see. To be fair, the sound of that shutter just before the camera took the photo did sound like an explosion. It's empty.
Dad, I said pad, not pod.
The crease in that is exquisite.
Cool, a puzzle with 500 pieces. Want to help?
His acting is borderline, I want to see if he's that bad in other stuff he does. I've not actually watched Tomorrowland. I might have to watch it just to see what Thomas Robinson is like.
Wear it.
I'd rather die first.
Hey, that is no way to talk to your
I
mother.
was talking to you.
She raises a good point, which leads me to believe that they were the only presents they got because there were a lot under the tree, so the parents must have got themselves a lot of presents.
Please, Santa.
Be careful what you wish for, Timmy.
I told you to lock this last night!
I did.
We're introduced to a blizzard that can open doors.
Oh my god. If the floors get watermarked, we're gonna have to sand them down before the viewings. And paper towels.
As the mum and dad go off to find a belt sander that they're going to need for when the floor gets wet. On Timmy, he finds a magical present, all for him by the looks of it, reading that tag. But it's growling. This is it's definitely some Harry Potter tier stuff. The monster likes iPods.
Mom?
I don't think that's your mum, Timmy. We get our first glimpse of the creature, some kind of bat-like creature. We just see the top of it poking out the present. We see the storm developing outside into a full-blown blizzard. Timmy tries to tell his parents there's a monster in the house. I don't know how they didn't hear any of what was going on because they're not that far away, but they're not buying it. And Timmy is packing heat. He's ready to fight this thing.
There's a monster in the house.
Timmy, not now, okay?
It ate Mark's pod.
Did you break your brother's present?
It is at this point I just have to point out here that Mark, Timmy's older brother, must be the favourite because he got a 4GB iPod.
Dad, I said pad, not pod. And seriously, 4 gigs? That won't hold even half my tunes.
Or his sister gets some piece of clothing that's got a crease in it more defined than a piece of cardboard, and Timmy gets...
Puzzle with 500 pieces.
So I think it's definitely the favourite, Mark.
Why don't you go and you start your puzzle? And I'll be there right away to give you a hand, okay?
Oh, what an offer.
I just wanted one more Christmas together as a family.
Is that too much to ask?
So we find out that the parents are keeping it from their kids, that they're planning on selling the house. It's kind of, I think it's kind of hinted at here that the mum wants one last family Christmas together, so maybe the parents are planning on divorcing as well. But we'll go back to the creature in the living room where no one seems to be or even heard the creature. Timmy goes back to the living room to find absolute carnage, and amongst the chaos, a little bit of atmosphere, a little bit of a little cheeky jump scare here and there where the monster's running past him. Not gonna lie, if I ran around that corner with all that paper on the floor, I would totally stack it and slip on a sheet of paper.
Mark, there's a monster in the house.
I know, I'm looking right at it.
Oh, sick burn, Timmy. The monster finds its way into Mark's room. It's under the covers. If you want to find out what it is, Mark, pull the covers off. I'll probably touch on this more at the end, but they should have left a bit more mystique. We're seeing too much of this monster and how low budget it is. But it pops up through the bed, Freddy Krueger style. Looks like someone didn't care much for Chicago's alternative band scene. They rush into Becky's room, and it's this point I realised who Becky looks like. You want it to be carnage. There's a monster there, but because it's the kids and because it's for kids, this show, it's absolute calamity, people falling off beds, etc. When you know in reality, if she had gone in there and the monster was what it is, we've already seen it spit poison, the face would have been burnt off. Anyway, in a move that would give the diving championships a run for its money, Mark jumps off the bed with the monster in a blanket. After a brief tussle with the monster, they find out that it's actually escaped, and they slowly back away to the door while looking off into the distance.
Close the door.
Good idea.
What was that thing?
Maybe something in the bat family? A condor?
A condor is not a bat.
Maybe something in the bat family? A condor?
If those kids are fighting again,
I'll handle it.
Don't you love how parents, when they're hiding something from their kids in these shows, talk louder than they would if no one else was in the house?
who's responsible for this? You know Daddy's desk is private.
I'm not going to ask what's in there. I'm not going to ask. So the dad's study has been trashed. His desk has been trashed, his private desk. We're looking at the papers, there's just blank Times New Roman red on white, confidential. Becky reads it, and we're going to turn now from a horror, a Christmas-themed horror kids show, into a legal drama, which is always fun.
To ensure the enforcement of regular possession schedules of the children?
What does that mean?
Are you guys getting a divorce?
Probably shouldn't have let it linger that long if you want them to actually believe you when you say no.
He's not lying.
Could it be a mutated raccoon? Lemur, escape from the zoo.
I'm not sure about zoos across the world, but in this country we don't have mutated raccoons, but I would damn well like to go and see one in the zoo if they had one. The kids decide they don't want to split up to their own individual bedrooms, and they also make up, and it's cool now.
Sorry I called you guys morons.
That's cool.
As the parents go downstairs to see what is causing this destruction.
It's coming from the basement.
I will say, for all the cardboard acting we've seen so far, some of the atmosphere here, and is that paper or is it dust falling from the ceiling, it's quite decent. There are some good aspects to this episode.
Oh, something's been down here, all right?
How did he guess?
Let's just call animal control.
Now on Christmas, that is really practical.
And really expensive.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's gone by now, right?
I'm certain the position that monster's in, the mother would have been melted by the acid spit. That music sounded a little bit like Star Fox.
No, we saw it. And we're getting out of this house right now, come on!
We're just going to sell it with the monster. Sell it as it is right now with the monster. What are we going to do with the plates we need to wash up? Smash and we'll just buy new ones every time. I mean, this guy has got it on point. Also, weren't those decorations set on fire? Is it going that way? Are they just going to hopefully sell the house before it catches completely on fire?
How did it drift so high so fast?
Okay, we're not getting through that.
Could they not just get out of the top floor window?
Everybody upstairs! Come on!
We now see the monster in all its glory as the family run upstairs. they make their way to the attic, I would at least check the level of the snow outside and try and get out of the top floor windows. I think that is a solid idea, but no, they're going to the attic. We then get a rather insightful news flash from Timmy.
It's coming! It's gonna kill us!
These kids seem quite calm in the approach they're taking to this ladder, considering there's a monster that's going to kill them. The parents share some words quickly, and I get the idea that they're fully aware of what this monster is and why it's happening, so I don't know if we're going to get any more of that, or whether it's a dead end.
Honey, how can this be happening?
I don't know. I just want you and the kids safe.
The family then grabs some sleeping bags and huddle together to keep warm in the attic. I don't know what their exit strategy is here, but we're going to see. As the Morgan family hunker down to see if they can wait out this monster attack, the monster then turns the gas on the hob on. The family reminisce about old camping trips while they're upstairs. Camping, Krampus, sounds similar. Timmy, with a photo of his family, reveals that he didn't get what he asked for, his wish from Santa. And then we see the monster light what looks like a stick of dynamite, but it's just a match. And from outside we see a really small explosion downstairs. I was expecting this gas leak to be ferocious fire. It's this little explosion and the windows in one of the rooms blow out, and then the family obviously hear it and get startled.
Oh, what was that?
Why would Santa let us die on Christmas? We're not.
Perhaps the best line of the whole episode, and it makes you think. The dad devises a plan to loosen some bricks from the chimney and break a window, and then I've just realised again, this outside shot does not look like the front door would be blocked by snow, that the level would be that high, but what do I know? And we see more explosions throughout the house, the monsters slowly blowing up the house one by one instead of a raging inferno.
Just like a water slide, but with snow.
Here, you watch mommy do it. Okay, last one down the front.
You've got to love the mum's mindset of just leaving the kids behind. She's getting the hell out of there first.
Come on, who's next?
Me!
They seem to really be taking their time drawing this out. There's a monster blowing up the house that's beneath you, and who's next? Oh, it's me. Just let me get to the window. The family make out alive, and they realise the snow's all gone.
The snow!
It's all gone. Like, completely.
And Mark sums it up best. It sums up the whole episode best, I feel.
This is weird.
So we learn the valuable lesson that material goods aren't everything.
It's all gone. My computer.
All my clothes.
But at least we've still got the 500-piece jigsaw puzzle.
This is the best Christmas ever.
Is Timmy high? We cut tonight, we see the remains of the Morgan's postbox. We see a Hummer limo pull up with this great rendition of a Christmas classic. The window comes down, we see Santa Claus, who I must now admit, I didn't know this, his first name is Johnny, revealed by the license plate, and he returns the monster via Pokeball. We see him toss the letter out the car, land on the floor. It's Timmy's letter to Santa. So in his own twisted way, this was all part of Santa's plan to ruin their house, to almost kill them, to almost murder a family on Christmas Day itself, just so they could come together as a family. And now there's not going to be a divorce, and the family are happy. Timmy gets his wish in the most twisted way possible. So what did you think about this episode? One thing I noticed about this episode was there wasn't much nice stuff to look at. Obviously the budget wasn't very big. It just seemed like that house was probably a show house or someone's Airbnb with hardly anything in it that they just used to film it. I like the twisted ending because when it fell on Timmy saying this great line,
This is the best Christmas ever.
I thought, what is he thinking? But I also thought, the haunting hour, the difference between the haunting hour and Goosebumps is haunting hour normally doesn't resolve itself in a good way. It normally has a bad ending, something bad happening to a protagonist, and in this case, it was sort of a good ending, but it just was very twisted. What did you think about it anyway? Put it in the comments below. I want to know what you thought about it. Do you think it's one of the best episodes of Haunting Hour? For me, I'll give it about a 6 out of 10. I didn't think it was that great. It's okay. It's serviceable as some kind of small Christmas episode, I guess. But I feel like it's at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas episode, and that's probably the best way to put it. But I appreciate you watching. I've not been around for a while because I did do another review. I did have another review for Christmas. Warner Brothers didn't want that out. Couldn't do anything to it. Took loads of footage out. Mucked about with it. They just didn't want it up. So that was meant, that's what you were gonna get. If you want to see another review, let me know, and I've got a couple of other things I could review before Christmas if people want to see that. Me and my wife have a travel channel we've done for quite a few years now where we go around the UK looking at different attractions, so I'll put the link for the description in that. We had a busy Halloween, we had a lot of events, we also had some press events we were invited to, which we're thankful for, so that's where I've been as well. But if I don't do another one before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, but hopefully there is a feature-length one I want to do and another kind of short TV episode I want to do. So if you want to see more Christmas stuff, if you want to see more video reviews, let me know in the comments below, as well as what you thought about this episode. Like and subscribe, and until then, take it easy.